This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. The birthday boy for today, March the 13th, is a former NHL defenseman who played 13 years in the NHL for 3 teams. He was a good defenseman, and he was doing a lot for black hockey players and all that. He may have a mouth on him, and he may have a few other distinct characteristics as being a broadcast analyst for the NHL and ESPN. But he's still a good player. His name is PK Subban. Now, PK stands for Pernal Carl Subban. He was born May 13th, 1989, so he's 35 years old in the Toronto area. And he played hockey in the Toronto organizations and then went to Belleville in the OHL. He had a decent campaign, and then in 2007, he was drafted by the Habs, second round, 43rd overall. He returned to junior to hone his skills and did quite well. But in the 2008 playoffs, he was good. He helped Belleville win the Eastern Conference Final and lose the OHL Final to the Kitchener Rangers in 7 games. Fortunately for Subban and the Bulls, they actually went to the Memorial Cup. And I know a lot of people will be thinking, hang on, how can you be in the Memorial Cup if you lose the league championship? Because it's the Ontario, Western, and Quebec champions plus the host nation. I mean, the host city. Well, the host city was Kitchener, and they did win the OHL title. So thus, it means that the runner-up gets the other spot in the OHL. So Belleville went to the Memorial Cup and got crushed 9-0 in the semifinal against Kitchener, which meant that Kitchener went to the Mem Cup final, which they lost to Spokane on home ice, which pisses me right off. That's just how I feel. So regardless, Subban went back to Belleville for the 2009 regular season, but lost the OHL semifinals. Subban was given a 3-year entry-level deal by the Habs 2 weeks after his last junior game. So he started out in the AHL with Hamilton in 09-10 and went to the AHL All-Star game. After that, the Habs called him up, and he put up an assist in his debut against the Flyers on February the 12th. Subban was needed for the Habs during the playoffs against Washington. He put up an assist and all that. He scored his first goal, playoff goal, in Game 1 of the second round against Pittsburgh. And Subban put up 3 assists in Game 3 against the Flyers in the conference finals. All for naught, as the Flyers would win the Eastern Final and went to the Stanley Cup Finals, losing to Chicago. Subban was returned to Hamilton after the Habs were out of the playoffs. Hamilton still had a chance to win the Calder Cup, or the AHL title, if you will. But they didn't. Regardless, Subban, in March of 2011, became the first Canadian rookie defenseman to score a hat trick when he did it against Minnesota. He played 81 games in the 2012 season. He eventually signed a 2-year, $5.75 million deal with Montreal before the start of the 2013 season. Put up 38 points in 42 games, but this was the lockout season, a shortened season. Nevertheless, he shockingly won the Norris Trophy ahead of Crystal Tang and Ryan Sutter. And then he played all 82 games during the 2014 regular season, scoring 10 goals. He was a big asset for the Habs in their playoff run in 2014, especially Game 7 of the second round against the Bruins in double overtime in Boston. He scored the overtime winning goal. Unfortunately, though, Subban, like Joe Ward in 2012, would be subjected to Bruin fans giving him racist epithets because of his skin color. Regardless, Subban and the Habs did get to the conference finals, but lost to the Rangers in 6. Subban would become a restricted free agent at the close of the 2014 season and all that. He filed for arbitration, and they needed to figure something out. But the day after the hearing for arbitration, which Subban wanted 1 year, $8.5 million, and the Habs offered a 1 year, $5.5 million contract, the Habs signed him to an 8 year, $72 million contract, which was way more than what Subban was asking because he was asking for 8.5 million. Now he gets 9 million a year. He was the highest paid defenseman in the NHL and had a no trade clause, which would take place July 2016. Subban was named an assistant in the 2014 season. But shockingly, like I said, the no trade clause would kick in July 2016. Well, unfortunately, there was one tiny little problem. A couple days before the no trade clause would kick in, the Habs decided to trade Subban. Brutal, I know. It was a blockbuster move. It was Subban to Nashville for Shea Weber. On the same day as Edmonton trading Taylor Holloway to the Devils for Adam Larson. Two deals that were kind of one-sided, if you will. Anyway, so yeah, Subban went to Nashville. However, he picked up 40 points in 66 games and helped the Predators make the playoffs in the 2017 season. Somehow, in some way, the Predators, despite being the last team to make it to the playoffs in the West, shocked the world when they took care of Pittsburgh things and got to the Stanley Cup Finals against Pittsburgh in what is called the Highlighter Series because of the bright yellow that both Nashville and Pittsburgh would wear. Nashville would lose in 6 games in the final. Subban got to 12 points in 22 games, but he got to a final. Subban was named a finalist for the King Clancy Memorial Trophy for the player who gives back to his community, but he lost to the Sedin twins. Subban would play 1 more year for Nashville, and then on the day of the entry draft in 2019, he was traded to New Jersey in exchange for a couple of prospects and 2 second-round picks. It was basically to free up salary cap space. Subban had not faced Montreal since he got traded from Montreal, but he did so as a Devil November 2019. And then Subban would face the Predators December 7th, was given a tribute video and a standing ovation from Predator fans. Subban did not have a good plus-minus. He was minus 21. He was again nominated for the King Clancy Memorial Trophy. However, despite him losing that time, he did get it in 2022 in recognition for his commitment to racial, social justice, underserved youth, COVID-19, and youth hockey. September 2022, he decided to announce his retirement. So anyway, Subban was a pretty good defenseman for the 2008 and 2009 World Junior Championships and was part of the 2012 team in the Worlds, but was injured. Subban did get to play for Canada at Sochi in 2014, winning gold medal. Subban's parents both immigrated to Ontario from the Caribbean. His father moved from Jamaica, and his mother moved from Montserrat. Subban has 4 siblings. Well, 2 sisters, 2 brothers. His 2 brothers were drafted in the NHL. Jordan Subban was drafted by the Canucks in the 4th round of the 2013 NHL draft. And Malcolm was selected by Boston in the 1st round of the 2012 draft. And he's still playing as part of the St. Louis organization. Malcolm Subban was a goalie on the inaugural Vegas Golden Knights season in 2017-18. Anyway, yeah, PK, Malcolm, and Jordan all played for Belleville and all that. So, anyway, It was huge and all of that. Subban has been on the cover of Angel 19. Subban actually began a relationship with famed American skier Lindsey Vonn by 2018. And they were engaged by 2019. Unfortunately, they would break up by December 2020, but it was amicable. Subban is part of the NHL on ESPN's studio analyst stuff, so he's done quite well and all that. He has a colorful personality and all that. Known for philanthropy and all that. So for Montreal, Nashville, and New Jersey, he played 834 regular season games, scored 467 points. In the playoffs, 96 games, 62 points. He had a few deep playoff runs with Montreal and one with Nashville. He got to the final in 2017, but couldn't get the hump. So winning the Norris for top defenseman in 2013, All-Star Game 2016, 2017, 2018, and King Clancy Trophy in 2022. So PK Subban, for all he's worth, he's a pretty good analyst, and you can't beat that. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond Ado.